Part A. In this part of the test, you will hear short conversations between two people. After each conversation, you will hear a question about what was said. The conversations and questions will not be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your test book and choose the best answer. Then, mark your answer on your answer sheet.
I can't believe my laptop crashed right before I submitted my project.
That's terrible. Didn't you back it up?
What does the woman imply?
I don't think I did well on my presentation. I was so nervous.
You didn't look nervous at all. You were very confident.
What does the man mean?
I heard John got promoted to manager.
That was expected. He's been working harder than anyone else in the office.
What does the woman mean?
I can't seem to get this program to install on my computer.
Maybe you should check if you have enough storage space.
What does the man suggest?
Are you ready for the big exam tomorrow?
Not even close. I'll be pulling an all-nighter.
What does the woman mean?
The traffic this morning was unbearable. I barely made it to class.
Tell me about it. I had to park 3 blocks away.
What does the man mean?
I don't think I'll have time to go grocery shopping today.
Don't worry. I already picked up everything we need.
What does the woman mean?
I don't know what to do about my broken phone.
Why not take it to a repair shop?
What does the man suggest?
My car wouldn't start this morning, so I had to take the bus.
That must have been frustrating. Did you find out what's wrong?
What does the woman imply?
Can you believe how much it's been raining lately?
Yeah, I haven't seen the sun in over a week.
What does the man mean?
I was planning to go hiking this weekend, but the weather forecast says it'll rain.
Maybe you should have a backup plan.
What does the woman suggest?
I can't believe I left my wallet at home.
No worries. I'll cover for you this time.
What does the man mean?
I thought the professor's lecture was confusing.
You're not the only one. I could barely follow it.
What does the woman mean?
Did you remember to submit your assignment?
Oh no. I completely forgot.
What does the man mean?
I don't know how I'll finish all my work before the deadline.
Maybe you should ask for an extension.
What does the woman suggest?
I'm so tired. I only got 3 hours of sleep last night.
That explains why you look exhausted.
What does the man mean?
I really need to improve my English before the exam.
Why don't you take an online course?
What does the woman suggest?
I can't believe we got stuck in traffic for 2 hours.
At least we made it in one piece.
What does the man imply?
I thought this book would be interesting, but it's actually pretty boring.
Yeah, I struggled to finish it, too.
What does the woman mean?
Do you want to join us for dinner after work?
I wish I could, but I have a report to finish.
What does the man mean?
I was supposed to meet Sarah at 5, but she still hasn't shown up.
That's not like her. Did you try calling her?
What does the woman imply?
My final paper is due tomorrow, and I haven't even started.
You'd better get to work, then.
What does the man suggest?
I didn't expect so many people at the event.
Me neither. The turnout was amazing.
What does the woman mean?
I heard you're taking a trip next week.
Yeah, but I still have a lot to prepare before I leave.
What does the man mean?
I don't think I can finish this report by the deadline.
Maybe you should ask your boss for more time.
What does the woman suggest?
This math problem is impossible.
It's tricky, but let's break it down step by step.
What does the man mean?
Did you enjoy the movie last night?
It wasn't exactly what I expected, but it was still pretty good.
What does the woman mean?
I think I left my phone in the restaurant.
Why don't you call it and see if someone picks up?
What does the man suggest?
I'm not sure whether I should take this job offer.
It wouldn't hurt to at least consider it.
What does the woman imply?
I'm really nervous about my interview tomorrow.
Just be yourself. You'll do great.
What does the man mean?
Part B. In this part, you will hear longer conversations. After each conversation, you will hear several questions. The conversations and questions will not be repeated. Listen carefully and choose the best answer to each question from the 4 choices in your test book. Mark your answer on your answer sheet. Listen to a conversation between a professor and a student about innovation in education.
Sarah, I read your paper on innovative teaching methods. You mentioned gamification as a key trend. Can you elaborate on how it enhances learning?
Absolutely. Gamification integrates game elements like points, badges, and leaderboards into education. For example, language apps like Duolingo use rewards to motivate users. Studies show it increases engagement by 60% compared to traditional methods.
Interesting. But critics argue it oversimplifies complex subjects. How would you respond?
That's a valid concern. However, gamification isn't meant to replace deep learning, it's a tool to spark interest. Advanced topics still require structured lessons, but games can make foundational knowledge more accessible.
What about accessibility? Not all students have reliable tech access.
True, which is why I advocate for hybrid models. Schools can use low-tech versions, like classroom leaderboards, while ensuring digital tools remain optional. The key is flexibility.
Great points. Lastly, do you think AI could further innovate education?
Definitely. AI can personalize learning by adapting to each student's pace. For instance, platforms like Khan Academy use algorithms to recommend exercises based on performance.
Number 31. What is the main topic of the conversation? Number 32. According to Sarah, what is a benefit of gamification? Number 33. How does Sarah address the criticism of gamification? Number 34. What solution does Sarah propose for students without tech access? Number 35. What example does Sarah give for AI in education? Listen to a discussion between an archaeology professor and a student about prehistoric human life.
Anna, your research on Paleolithic tools was fascinating. Could you explain how early humans used these tools for survival?
Of course. During the Paleolithic era, humans crafted simple stone tools like hand axes and scrapers. These were essential for cutting meat, scraping animal hides for clothing, and even digging for roots. The development of these tools marked a huge leap in human adaptability.
Interesting. What about fire? How did its discovery change their way of life?
Fire was revolutionary. It provided warmth in cold climates, scared away predators, and allowed cooking, which made food safer and easier to digest. Evidence from caves in France suggests humans controlled fire as early as 400,000 years ago.
How did prehistoric humans communicate without a written language?
They likely used a combination of gestures, sounds, and eventually symbolic cave paintings. The Lascaux caves in France, for example, contain stunning depictions of animals, possibly used for storytelling or rituals.
What do we know about their social structures?
Based on burial sites and tool distributions, anthropologists believe they lived in small, nomadic groups of 20 to 50 people. Cooperation was crucial for hunting and gathering, and some evidence suggests they cared for the sick or elderly.
Lastly, how did the transition to agriculture in the Neolithic era impact them?
It was a massive shift. Settling in one place led to permanent villages, population growth, and eventually, the rise of civilizations. But it also introduced new challenges like disease and social inequality.
Number 36. What is the main topic of the conversation? Number 37. According to Anna, what was a primary use of Paleolithic tools? Number 38. Why was the discovery of fire significant? Number 39. What evidence suggests early humans had complex communication? Number 40. How did the Neolithic era differ from the Paleolithic era? Part C. In this part, you will hear short talks, such as lectures or announcements. After each talk, you will hear several questions. The talks and questions will not be repeated. Listen carefully and choose the best answer from the 4 choices in your test book. Mark your answer on your answer sheet. Listen to a lecture about innovation. Then answer the questions based on what you hear.
Today, we'll discuss disruptive innovation, a concept introduced by Clayton Christensen. Unlike sustaining innovations that improve existing products, disruptive innovations create entirely new markets by targeting overlooked customers. A classic example is the personal computer. In the 1970s, mainframe computers dominated business. PCs were initially inferior, less powerful, and only appealing to hobbyists. But they were affordable and convenient. Over time, PCs improved and replaced mainframes for most users, disrupting the entire industry. Another case is digital photography. Early digital cameras had poor quality compared to film. But they offered instant previews and no film costs. Traditional camera makers like Kodak ignored this until it was too late. By the time digital quality matched film, Kodak had lost its market leadership. The key lesson: disruptive innovations often start as good enough solutions for niche markets. Industry leaders frequently dismiss them because they don't meet current customer needs. But as the technology improves, these innovations eventually overtake the mainstream. Now, consider modern examples like ride-sharing apps. Taxi companies initially saw them as low-quality alternatives. But by offering lower prices and convenience, Uber and Lyft transformed urban transportation.
Number 41. What is the main topic of the lecture? Number 42. Why does the professor mention personal computers? Number 43. What was a key advantage of early digital cameras? Number 44. According to the professor, why do industry leaders often ignore disruptive innovations? Number 45. What modern example of disruptive innovation does the professor give? Listen to part of a lecture in an environmental science class. Then answer the questions based on what you hear.
Today we'll examine how cities are implementing green infrastructure to address climate change. Traditional urban planning often prioritized concrete and asphalt, which created heat islands and increased flooding risks. Modern sustainable approaches, however, integrate nature-based solutions. One innovative example is Singapore's City in a Garden initiative. By mandating green roofs and vertical gardens on buildings, they've reduced urban temperatures by up to 4 degrees Celsius. These vegetative surfaces also absorb rainwater, decreasing flood risks by 30%. Another breakthrough is permeable pavement technology. Unlike conventional pavement that causes runoff, these special materials allow water to seep through and recharge groundwater supplies. Philadelphia has implemented this on over 1,000 city blocks, preventing millions of gallons of stormwater from overwhelming their sewer system. The economic benefits are equally impressive. Research shows that for every dollar invested in green infrastructure, cities save $3 in future climate adaptation costs. Moreover, property values near green spaces increase by an average of 15%. However, challenges remain. The initial installation costs are 20 to 30% higher than traditional methods, and maintenance requires specialized knowledge. Some cities are overcoming this through public-private partnerships and green bonds.
Number 46. What is the lecture mainly about? Number 47. Why does the professor mention Singapore? Number 48. What advantage of permeable pavement is highlighted? Number 49. According to research, what is the financial benefit of green infrastructure? Number 50. What challenge does the professor identify?
That's it for today's video. I hope you found this helpful and enjoyable. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. Also, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and keep going.